Stand up as he called you, please. And I want to also pray that the words of my mouth and the meditation of each and every one of our hearts here today will be pleasing to God, who is our rock and our eternal Redeemer. For today's sermon, I'm going to need your help. We're going to act out the passage together to see what we can learn from it as we do so. For this to work, I am going to need your willing and enthusiastic participation. Can I count on that?
Yes.
Can I just say that was about the most pathetic show of enthusiasm I have ever seen? Let's try this again. For this to work, I am going to need your willing and enthusiastic participation. Can I count on that? Amen. Okay, that's much better. That's much better. First, I'm going to need people to fill the various roles of the story that I will be narrating. And don't worry, you don't have to memorize lines. Everything here is ad-lib and prompted, so you won't need to memorize lines. There's not going to be a whole lot of real dramatic acting. I don't think the Academy Awards are going to send any scouts out here to find anybody. But we will need a few people to volunteer to act out these different parts as I discuss them. So first we're going to need a King Herod Agrippa the First. Would somebody play King Herod Agrippa the First? Eli, come on down. You can be King Herod Agrippa the First. Come on down. And we're going to need 4 soldiers who are going to protect Eli. Can we get some soldiers? Ken, I see your hand. Dennis, I see your hand. Don't make me call you. Raise your hand. Ryan, come on down. All right, Noah, come on over. You can be a soldier too. All right, we're going to need, let's see, you guys can get hold of that. That's you guys are soldiers. No, you stay. No, don't you go anywhere. Okay. All right, soldiers, I'm going to need you to set up a throne room here. So if you'll take this Bible and move it here, just move this off to the side. And Dennis, if you'll grab that throne chair right over there and place it right here in the middle of the throne room. Here, move it all the way over to here. Put the Bible on the communion table so it doesn't get knocked over. There you go, Eli. You can sit on the throne. Now I'm going to need somebody who has an angelic personality to be an angel. An angel. I want somebody. What did you say? All right, Barb. Come on down. Now, I wasn't talking about fallen angels. All right. All right, Peter has a pretty big role. So I'm going to need somebody who can do a pretty big role. I'm going to get I want an adult to be one of these, some of these. Everybody's looking at their shoes now. Your shoes aren't that interesting, really. Who? Joe? You're volunteering Joe? All right, Joe. Joe/Peter. All right, Peter, come on down front. We're going to need James, another apostle. Don't worry, James has a very, very small role. Very small role. Steve Ruff, I see your hand. So glad you volunteered. Okay, choir. I'm going to need somebody in the choir to play the part of Rhoda, the servant girl. Who would like to play Rhoda, the servant girl? All right, Rhoda. I never even pictured Rhoda as being a blonde. And you can stay up here because this is going to be choir. You have a role. You are going to be the disciples. You are the church. Right? You are the church. You are meeting in John Mark's mother's house to pray for Peter. So this is the house of John Mark and his mother. So I will give this to you. And that's for you. I forgot about that. And congregation, you also have a role. Your role, and Peter and James, I'm going to have you guys have seats. Soldiers, you guys stand next to your king and protect him. Peter and James, you guys have a seat right in here. I'm going to need you pretty, quickly. Angel, where's my angel? Here's your prop, angel. Peter, here you go. And this is also for you. Soldiers, who can I trust with a sword? King doesn't get the sword. Noah, can I trust you with the sword? You're not going to stab anybody with it? You're not going to play with it? You're going to keep it in its case, right? You're not going to take it out. This is a real sword. See that? So you got to keep it in its case so nobody gets hurt. Will you hold it? You don't want to? Who should I give it to? Who can I trust?
Not Ryan.
All right, Ryan. You get the sword. We're going to trust you with that. Okay, now I'm going to need everybody to take their places. Angel, I'm going to need you right over there near the back, somewhere in that area. You can have a seat until you're called. Soldiers and King, you are in the right place. Peter and James, you guys are all set. I think we're all set. Are we ready to begin? Okay. I want to introduce to you King Herod Agrippa the First. Soldiers, will you put him on your shoulders? Watch out for that fan. Maybe move a little down the aisle. There you go. This is King Herod. King Herod Agrippa the First. Now there are several Herods in the Bible, and I don't want you to get them confused. So I want to tell you about some of the other King Herods so you know who this King Herod is. Herod the Great was the first Herod in the Bible. You will remember him from the Nativity story. He's the one to whom the wise men came and asked, where can we find the newborn King of the Jews? And then the counselors said the king will be born in Bethlehem. King Herod said, go to Bethlehem. Tell me where this king is so that I might come and worship him. But in reality, we know that he was going to kill Jesus because when the wise men left, they didn't go back to the king. And he sent his soldiers to kill all the children, the male boys, 1 year old and younger. You can open that door all the way if that's going to be fine, and then let that wind come through. There you go. So that's King Herod the Great. When he died, Joseph and Mary brought Jesus back to Nazareth and raised him there in Nazareth. So that's King Herod the Great. When he died, 4 of his sons, his kingdom was divided into 4 parts. 3 of his sons took it, and Pontius Pilate, where the kingdom was divided into those 4. One of his sons was named Herod Antipas. Now Herod Antipas, you'll remember from the Bible, is the one who married his brother Philip's wife. John the Baptist talked against Herod Antipas and condemned him for marrying his brother's wife. Do you remember what happened? Do you remember what Herod Antipas did to John the Baptist? Yeah, I see a lot of people going like this. That's right. After Herodias' daughter, his wife, after her daughter danced for him, he promised her anything she wanted. And she said, with her mother's prompting, her mother hated John the Baptist because he was condemning her marriage. She said, give me John the Baptist's head on a platter. And so Herod Antipas is the famous Herod who killed John the Baptist. His nephew, Herod the Great's grandson, is Herod Agrippa the First. I give you Herod Agrippa the First. He is just as bloodthirsty and brutal as the rest of his family. Acts 12, 1 and 2 says that King Herod laid violent hands upon some who belonged to the church. He had James, the brother of John, seized. Okay, soldiers, put him on his throne. He had James, the brother of John, seized by his soldiers. Grab him. Grab him, boys. Grab him. That's it. See, next time you'll volunteer a lot quicker.